Hi, everybody. If you haven't gotten a chance to meet me, I'm a product designer here at Acroll, and I'm excited to welcome you to our first edition of Sneak Peek. So, as well as a sneak peek of what is actually my first big project here with the team. So, sneak peek means you're going to see mocks of designs in the UI of the product and not necessarily develop code as of now. But we do want to show you how we're making progress on our Q1 roadmap for subscriptions and notifications. And just keep in mind that as these are designs, we are iterating. And if you have any feedback on anything you hear or see today, feel free to DM me in Slack at Brittany, and I would love to hear it. So before jumping in, where did we even get this from? Why is this on our roadmap? We're listening to you as much as you talk to us. So thank you to all of those who add your feature requests, upvote features that you see on there, and special thank you to those who add some comments and a little more color to your requests. So we've been hearing a lot from the community and organizations who are using Data Hub about how it would be very useful to be able to subscribe to entities and get notifications about anything that changes. But there's a lot to, where to receive notifications, what kind of changes, what would you be using this for? And we wanted to dig in a little bit deeper so that we can make sure that we're building something that's useful for all of you. So as a little bit of a background on that, I did get to meet about 5 of you in the community and talk to you a little bit more in depth about how you guys are using Data Hub and how subscriptions and notifications can help you. Informally, we've talked to a handful of other organizations as well who have been looking for this feature. And after hearing that feedback, we sent out a survey. So thank you to those who filled out. We got 28 responses on that as well. So high level things that we heard, some probably not super surprising to you all, but there's a big drive, right, to optimize teams for self-service, but not just any self-service, like well-informed. What is quality? What can you trust? The teams want to get ahead of breaking changes or have that support if something doesn't run as expected or a schema changes, that those who are consuming that data are well aware and they're getting that communication as soon as possible. Another theme that we heard is consumers may not always know what they need to subscribe to. There can be a little bit of a black box about what those upstreams are, which we obviously have impact analysis, but may not even, how do we help support knowing what to even subscribe to? And then that's all about quality and breaking changes. We did also hear about use cases of driving compliance and governance from privacy data. And so if something has a new tag added to it, how do we make sure that the whole organization knows how to treat this piece of data? And lastly, we need to notify the people where they are. So obviously we're going to work towards having these notifications seen in Data Hub, but there's a big drive for Slack, and then I'll hopefully fast follow with email and Teams later. And this chart is just showing of all the different kinds of notifications we called out, and again, breaking changes, kind of schema changes, assertions, incidents, deprecation being on that higher end of value. So without further ado, what does this look like so far? I have a little bit of a video here. So we're on an entity profile page. You can subscribe to it, and here is a table. So all the different types of things that you could know that have changed: failing assertions, deprecation, schema changes, something that we're currently calling operational metadata. So if rows are inserted, you might expect that every 24 hours. Is that happening? And then as well as documentation changes on the entity as well. And here you can see you can add in email, which is coming later down, or your Slack member ID if your instance has Slack enabled to receive those notifications. Once you've subscribed, you're obviously going to want to see where all your subscriptions are. So we are building out this view as well to see all of your subscriptions in your profile and manage them and edit them as needed. But that is not all. This is in our Data Hub open source. I want to show a few more features we'll be building out for that, as well as some that'll be available in our managed version. So on the last video, you saw a table, but here we're showing a dashboard. So one, we're going to have entity specific events. So obviously there are no schema changes for a dashboard, but documentation and deprecation are still valuable notifications for it. So having that customization, relevancy to the entity type, as well as being able to sync a notification to groups. So maybe specifically you don't want one person to know about a change, but an entire group in your organization who depends on a specific data set for their daily reporting or metrics might want to know. And so you want to send that notification to a Slack group specifically of when something has changed on it. And then here for our managed data hub, we are going to try to shine a light on that black box of what should I even subscribe to. So adding that ability to subscribe to upstream entities that will change as your lineage changes. And then for those, they might have assertions, they might have schemas for all those, most likely will for those upstreams of a dashboard. And so being able to set those granular notifications as well. So again, this is in the works for Q1. We're hoping to have a PR up at the end of this quarter or early Q2. That's when you should expect it. We are building out for Slack first with fast follows on email and then hopefully Teams, but we're always looking for those who want to contribute to specific integrations that are valuable to you and others. So feel free to help out there. And again, if you have any feedback on anything you saw today, feel free to DM me. We'd love to hear it. Thanks to those who have given me feedback thus far.